Hello, everybody. This is Ken Smith. I'm one of the co-founders of Elite Resource Team. Today I have Joel Beyer with us, and he's going to share a little bit about his background and some of his experiences with Elite Resource Team, how it's affected his practice, and really overall what he thinks about the process. So, Joel, welcome. How you doing today?
Doing well, Ken. Thanks.
Good, yeah. So, Joel, tell me, first of all, before we get into talking about this, tell me a little bit about your background.
Sure. I've been a financial advisor, started as an insurance agent selling health insurance to business owners back in 1989, so almost 30 years now. And then over time, just developed into managing money. And then just up in the last few years, formed my own firm. Been working with you guys for a while. Really enjoyed that. That's been a core focus of the firm. And just really excited about things that are coming.
Good. So tell me, how did you first decide to get involved with Elite Resource Team?
Well, I got a call from a friend of mine from Texas, and he said, "Hey, I'm flying into San Diego, and I've been working with these guys for a little while," and he said, "You have to come to this meeting with me." And this is back when there was more of the initial meetings at the very beginning, I think 2015 or so. And so I said, "All right, if you said I should come, I will." His name was Patrick. I said, "I will be there." And I came, I listened, I really enjoyed everything that I heard. And that was actually in the very beginning stages. So I really liked the idea, the concept of approaching the CPAs in a completely different way, working with them in a different way. And from that point forward, I was hooked.
So it sounds like things have probably evolved a little bit. Tell me how you've experienced the evolution and what that's meant to you.
Oh my goodness. I have been a part of and watched you guys, all of you and your entire team from almost the very beginning, just continue to innovate and grow. And every time you have over time, the training tools are just spectacular, right on. The experience from the mastermind group and just being involved in the group conversations, training the specialists, and just really feeling like I found a home, a family, and a very competent team standing behind me, doing everything. I mean, literally from just writing simple life insurance cases to more complicated ones. And just, running into little snags sometimes with certain things, which we always will and always do, but learning a way to get past those and get beyond those. So it's really been a great experience for me personally.
Good. So it sounds like it has been a good experience for you. Tell me, Joel, what are some of the things that you've learned from being involved with the team-based model? You've been involved, you said, since 2015, so you've been involved for a number of years. What are some of the things that you've learned?
Well, I've learned that for sure not every CPA is a good fit for what we do. And what I've learned is to determine that very quickly, and if it isn't, to just move on very politely, just say it's just not a match, and then move on. Mm-hmm. But now I know when I'm meeting the right person. And I've evolved. I mean, I started out in the beginning. I've already had a couple good relationships with CPAs, and over the learning curve, learned that actually a couple of them weren't the best fit. And I've connected with a couple more. Those relationships are going really well. One is, at the point where it's really looking to be very ideal. Matter of fact, he and I were with one of the specialists today doing some year-end planning, wiring money for conservation easements to get those done. So it's really starting to synergize and starting to work really well.
Great. That's great to hear. If you think about how you've evolved over time, and your knowledge and understanding has probably significantly evolved with that. What are some of the things that have happened to you that you would have done differently had you known what you know now?
Great question. If I could go back 3 years, number one, I would follow the training more closely. I mean, to the letter, really. And I would have realized when I wasn't with the right CPA to be able to terminate that quickly. But really, it's to follow the model and to over the years before I met ERT, I'd already been developing, trying to lose my salesperson skills from the beginning of my career and become more of a consultant, and there's a big difference between selling and consulting, and really getting to the point where somebody trusts you and they're looking at you and just saying, what should I do? And knowing that you've got the team and you're putting all of the pieces of their financial life together to help them make very, very smart choices and to have a tremendous impact on their financial bottom line and their lives.
Good.
So, especially with the CPAs, being sensitive to who's right, and with the clients. Been doing this 30 years, but every day is still a learning experience.
Good. So, a lot of people that are listening probably might not even be in the model right now. So, what are some of the things that you would say to a person that's listening to this approach, and you having been through different opportunities and kind of what you've seen and learned, and kind of maybe correlate those two things together?
That's really interesting. When you're saying that, my mind went to, over my career, myself included, a lot of advisors that I get together with. I'm in another mastermind with a group of advisors that are just, we're all independent advisors all over the country, Canada, and we get together a couple times a year to just improve our businesses. And, really, I think, over time, things have evolved so much and so different that, number one, just really focusing on the core issues of the business, keeping it simple. But once you're there, we're always advisors always seem to be looking for the silver bullet. There isn't one. It doesn't exist. It's what we make in the moment. I think if there's anything close to a silver bullet, ERT and the program that you guys have developed is it. But at the same time, I think what happens very often is someone will say, yes, this is perfect. They get involved, they start to work it, they hit a couple disappointments, which there always will be. I mean, you'll talk to a lot of people at first, and they give up, and they look at the next silver bullet, online marketing or something that's promising them that's just going to be, people are just going to come to you one after another. They're going to be ideal and just hand you all their money. And it just generally doesn't work that way. There's a lot of work involved. But I see people stop short of success because they're always looking for the next best thing, rather than saying, this is it. I'm going to learn this very well, and then I'm going to, the small adaptations we do for ourselves to adapt it to who we are and what we do, but following the model and sticking with it and not giving up. Giving up is the biggest thing that I've seen. And I know that's happened. I just, with talking to people, not even in this model, but other things that I've done in the past, we're always looking for the next best thing.
Right.
This is it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I talk to people, a lot of times I basically go through and tell them, this model is going to put you in front of the best potential prospects, business owners, with the highest degree of leveraged trust through the CPA. And Joel, tell me about your marketing expenses, because most of the clients are already existing. They're already with the CPA book.
I don't do any marketing. The marketing is who's next with the CPA. We hope next. Who can we bring this model, not try to just sell products, not try to push round pegs into square holes. Even with the CPA, not trying to make the CPA into this person will talk to me, and trying to make them that ideal CPA. They either are or they aren't. They're clients. They're not everyone is going to be perfect when they come to you, and sometimes there's just not a connection. But goodness, you sit down with a CPA and they go, this is what I've been thinking about for a long time. You immediately have 20 to 50 to 100 people you're not going to talk to in the next year, but you're going to talk to 2 or 3 this month. And next month you're going to talk to 2 or 3 more. And then sometimes you won't talk to anybody because you're working on all those for a couple of months. And then you'll get a call from the CPA and it's, oh my goodness, I've got this client. I had one of the ones my CPA was talking to me about. We were a little late to the game, but the client had unfortunately made $30 million this year, and they were looking for some tax planning help right now. Well, that was this week. It's kind of too late. But the point is that they're out there. They're working their business. They're working very hard. And their CPA they're the person that they go to. And if you're part of the CPA's team, not just a referral source, you're going to work with that person. And most of the time, we're going to have really great solutions. Some the CPA hasn't thought about, some the client has never even heard about. And that's where it really works. That's where it gets fun.
Good. So let me ask you this. You said busy. Do you feel like you've gotten a little busier since you've been involved with the Elite Resource Team?
Well, I've been trying to schedule this meeting with you for a while to just kind of so we can have a talk.
Probably just about 2 months. That's
about 2 months. I'm busier right now than I've ever been in my career. And it doesn't have to be all the fancy specialist stuff all the time. That's all there, and I mean it's at our disposal. But I'm talking about just writing life insurance, money transferring in. I could go down a list right now. I was just doing that with my staff this week, and I said, most advisors kind of quit working by Thanksgiving. We're sprinting to the end of the year and into next year. It's just not really stopping. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, busy with really good stuff, busy making money. I've done more written plans, paid for plans this year than I've ever done in my career in one calendar year. And we're adding assets and we're writing business, and I've got a whole bunch right now that's just going to happen in the next few weeks. So I'm pretty excited.
So you've also, it sounds like you've added to, so I'm sorry, Joel, I kind of cut you off.
I was going to say, sometimes you go, I need a break a little bit for just maybe a few days or something, take a vacation.
So you're actually earning some fees, some planning fees that are adding to your income as well, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Yeah, more plan, and I mean, fees range anywhere from, right now planning fees ranging $3,000 to $7,000 per plan just for financial plans. That's not even for helping the CPAs do tax plans. But so really, I kind of feel like I'm getting started because I've been doing this 3 years, but I've had a couple of transitions that I went through. One breaking away from an independent firm that I was with, an RIA, and then starting my own. And then right after we started it, we got audited by the state of California, which they do, just as a regular rule of business. But they showed up in March, so it kind of took my focus away. But even with that, it was an extraordinary year.
What to hear. So what are some of the cases you've worked on or are working on now? And what has this model done for your current caseload and your future production? How do you feel like from a number standpoint?
Gosh, I don't have the numbers right. I was looking the other day. I probably have about 4 to 5 million in motion right now coming in. Some assets under management. Quite a good chunk will be going into some annuities for specific reasons. Annuities are a great tool when they're used properly in the right situation. Mm-hmm. You've got those. Writing insurance, right? It isn't like we're not necessarily even doing some of the specialists with some of the really large cases. They're just really great cases. $2 million with the client. I have one where the client is inheriting $5 million from a complicated estate. Mm-hmm. That money's going to be coming in. I just left the meeting an hour ago with a client. It's a paid plan, and his father passed away, and we're working on a bunch of assets moving in from him as well. Yeah, and really, it isn't necessarily about, gosh, I need to go up and find these $200,000 cases. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you could hit a lot of base hits, bringing in $1 million, writing a $25,000 target life insurance policy.
It's at a totally different level.
Totally different level. It just keeps getting the bar, number one, your bar keeps getting higher. You guys just keep getting better, and the innovation, it's always a surprise. Not a surprise, like I don't think you're doing it, but that it's like, wow, can they make this any better? And if you're a consultative type of advisor, not a hardcore salesperson, I can't imagine why you wouldn't adopt something like this. I just can't imagine.
Yeah, that's good to hear, Joel. Let me ask you from this perspective. Why would you choose Elite Resource Team maybe over any other program, even maybe a program that really kind of says that they can, work with CPAs or this or that? What would you say to that person?
I haven't seen it all, but I feel like I have in 30 years. And it's you guys. I mean, it's you and Anton when I first met the two of you. Then as your team has grown, I mean, quality, great people, and you have a blue ocean cutting edge strategy on this whole thing. And I can imagine. I mean, I know there's a few other programs out there. I looked at them before. My friend called me up and said, "You got to come to this meeting with me." And I came just because my friend said, I really like this program. I like these guys. I think they finally found the secret sauce, so to speak. And but it goes way beyond that. It's you guys. It's your integrity. It is the way that you just go out of your way to work with people. And I've been in a lot of FMOs, IMOs in my career, and I'm at home.
So let me ask you this. Why would you say that someone that's trying to decide whether or not to do this on their own or maybe follow Elite Resource Team in the team-based model, why should they make that choice?
Good luck on your own. You could probably choose that, and surely that's a choice that somebody could make. When it comes to time and money and energy, I think we all have to look at, we all have 168 hours in a week. Depending on who we are, how much energy units we have to invest into something, financial is important. But at the same time, this just accelerates by probably, and I think where we are now, when I say we, ERT, I'm not an employee, but I feel like I'm part of the family. And I feel like we have so much synergy going with people like me in the field, in different areas of the country. We've approached it. We have all that experience. That comes together, and it gets through that, well, I've been thinking about this or this, and somebody's like, I've tried that. It doesn't work. I've tried that. Here's what worked about it, but what didn't. You guys have taken the best parts of all of that and put it together in the best package. It's worth its weight in gold.
You know what, Joel, I really appreciate your input and your insight today. It's been very beneficial, I think, for people listening. And, I consider you a real friend. We're friends. We've been friends for quite a while since you've been involved with the Elite Resource Team. And, it's been a good experience all the way around for everybody. So I want to thank you for joining us today and taking a few minutes of your precious time and spending that, doing a brief interview with us. If you're listening to this, you've enjoyed it, be sure and sign up for the YouTube channel. And remember, we post videos like this occasionally, fairly often, really. So, it's been a real pleasure, Joel, and I thank you for today.